Here's the 10 steps you need to know before buying a home in Vancouver. Hi, I'm James Sutton, a real estate agent here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I work for a brokerage called Blue Realty. Check them out at bluerealty.com or jamessuttonrealestate.com. I wish I had this list before I bought my first place. It makes things much easier. All right, let's get to it. Step number 1, build your team. It's important. Your team's going to be working with you through this entire experience. You're going to need 1, a real estate agent, that's me, 2, a mortgage broker or a bank to help you get the money you need to buy your first place. First, real estate agents. All right, these people are going to work with you closely. I am going to work right beside you for a week, a month, years. It takes a long time sometimes to find that perfect home for you to fall in love with. So someone who's patient and makes you enjoy the process is very important. Some things about the real estate agents you might not know. If you're a buyer, you don't have to pay the agent's fees. The sellers cover all agents' fees. So if you're buying, you don't have to pay for anything. Number 2, you can no longer double dip as a real estate agent. That means if I'm selling a home, I can't be the agent for the people who are buying it. I need to have your best interests in mind. So as a buyer, you have to have your own agent. It's actually a really good thing. You want someone to negotiate on your behalf and not care about the other party whatsoever. All right? Number 2, of course, the mortgage broker or bank. This is important to find out how much cash you can get to put down on your house. And the rules and the numbers change all the time. So if you have been pre-approved for a mortgage in the past, you're going to want to go and talk to your mortgage broker or real estate agent, or rather your bank, again before you start looking, because here in British Columbia during the pandemic the rules have changed half a dozen times. It's hard to keep track of them. They're experts. Go talk to them. Cool. Number 2, once you know the price range you're looking in, it's time to start narrowing down the neighborhoods. There's a lot of amazing neighborhoods in the Lower Mainland, and knowing where you want to live is a perfect place to start. You got to make a list of must-haves and deal breakers. It's very important. And knowing that you're probably going to have to compromise on 1 or 2 of them. Okay? Once you've picked the areas you want to live in, it's important that you go and spend time in these neighborhoods. Walk around, check out the restaurants and the amenities. Are there grocery stores nearby? Can you park? Is it loud? Does it smell funny? These are all things you might not think about just by looking at pictures. Once you've got the neighborhood dialed in, go online and start looking at places for sale. Go to open houses. The faster you can start looking at places in those neighborhoods, the faster you can narrow down and pick your perfect place. Step 3. All right, so you found the place you want to live and it's time to put in your offer. This is where you're going to sit down with your real estate agent and go over a contract of purchase and sale. Not only will they explore in depth the market conditions that are going on right now during the time you're looking to buy, we'll also look at all the comparable homes in the area and what they sold for, and you'll come up with an appropriate price. Step number 4, we are submitting your offer and we are negotiating. Your agent's going to handle all of the submissions, and hopefully they ask to submit it live in person, explaining who you are and why you want to buy the home. But today, that doesn't happen all that often. A lot of people just want to do everything online through their agents, and that's cool too. 2 things can happen here. Your offer is either accepted or it is refused. And if it is refused, you got 2 options. Either they flat out refused it and said no dice, or they counter offer with a new price and maybe some changed conditions like completion date or possession date. The negotiation process is a complicated aspect. It's an intricate dance in the home buying process, and this is where it really pays off to have a great real estate agent. Step number 5, and it's time to celebrate. I'm raising the roof. It seems appropriate. Your offer has been accepted, and it's time to get to work. Most likely your offer will have some subjects attached to it, like financing. It's time to talk about the details with your mortgage broker, bringing that team member back into play, getting your money all lined up. Subject to inspection. A home inspector is an extremely important person to know. Your real estate agent will have a lot you can meet and talk with beforehand. They will go through every aspect of your new home. They are fastidious and very, very important parts to the home buying process. Also, if you're buying a condo, going over the strata documents. You want to look at the last 2 years of everything that happened in that condominium complex, not just the unit, but the entire complex. You need the details, the specific details of what's going on in your new place. Typically, the subject removal can take 5 to 7 days, but truthfully, it can be shorter, it can be longer. It's a little all over the map. Step number 6, your subjects have been removed. This is a really important day because once you remove the subjects, the deal is firm and you have purchased a home. Now, if you choose not to remove the subjects, maybe the home inspector found some catastrophic defects, or your financing fell apart in the last minute, or those strata documents were terrifying for some strange reason, you have that 5 to 7 days to pull out and the deal collapses entirely. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Subjects get removed, home is yours. We're popping bottles. Step number 7. Step number 7, conveyancing. This is one of the things that confused me when I bought my first place. It's when we move the title from the seller to the buyer. Now, you're not going to do this yourself. You're going to need a lawyer or a notary. And just like your home inspector or your mortgage broker or bank, if you don't have one or you're not comfortable finding one yourself, your real estate agent will have a network of people who they trust and like using. They're your go-to person to find these people. Step number 8 is just you're signing paperwork. This is it happens about a week before you take possession of your new home. A lawyer or notary invites you into their very fancy office, and you're going to initial a bunch of places and sign a ton of paperwork. Step 9, completion date. This is where the lawyers for the sellers and the buyers transfer all the money and all the paperwork, the title, the ownership of the property back and forth. This is usually a day before possession date, which is step number 10. This is the good one. This is where you meet your realtor at the front door of your new home with the new set of keys for your new place. It's been a process, and it usually takes weeks, maybe even months, but you got your team together, you looked for places, you put in an offer, the lawyers did the thing, and all of a sudden, you have a brand new home. If you have any questions about these 10 steps, feel free to contact me. Again, I work for Blue Realty, bluerealty.com. My name is James Sutton. My website is jamessuttonrealestate.com. It's not a great website. Working on it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll do another one of these in just a little while.